Welcome back. Let's talk about function decorators. Apart from the decorator design pattern, Python also implements decorators using functions. Python decorators are functions that takes another function as input and extend the behavior of the later function without explicitly modifying its code. The decorator function takes in the function to be decorated, performs some actions before and after the function is executed, and then return the decorated function. Let's take a look at implementing this. To call a decorator, you're going to use the @ sign, the name of the decorator, my decorator, and then the function you actually want to decorate. So I'm going to have a function I'm going to call hello, and this function will print hello there. Now I'm going to comment this out because I haven't written the decorator, so I'll comment it out here and then I'll write the decorator. The decorator is just another function which is exactly this name. And what this does is that I'm going to tell it execute this function. I'm going to give it the parameter will be function, whatever is going to be expecting a function. And then it will have another function. I'm going to call that wrapper. And that function will call whatever function you're using the decorator on. So you can see right here, and then it will return the wrapper function, the inner function. So what this does is that every time you write a decorator, it runs the function upon which the decorator is called, and that function is specified here. So if I uncomment this now and execute the hello function, it's going to actually do the hello function, but it's not going to be doing this hello function. It's going to be running the decorator because there is a decorator there, and the decorator will run this inner function that then runs the hello world. Now if you want to see that, let's wrap the inner function with print command. So I'm going to say before hello. You can see right here it's showing before hello. So it's not actually running this code, it's running this code. And I can have another print command, print after hello. So you see right here, it's actually running this wrapper. So what it does is that the decorator runs the inner function, and the inner function calls the function that is decorated, the hello function that is decorated. We can also have multiple decorator on one function. So let's run another example. In this example, what we want to do is have a bold decorator. I'm just going to call it bold, and then italics decorator on this function say hello, and then I'm going to return hello world. Yeah, it's not going to work now because this don't exist. We don't have this decorators. So let's create the decorators. So I'm going to say def, the name of the decorator is bold. It's going to be taking in a function. It doesn't have to be, you can call it whatever name you want it to be, but I'm just using func. And I'm going to also define the function that actually makes the call, the wrapper. And right here, I'm going to return a string, and in that string, I'm going to return the function, which actually returns hello world. And then because this is bold, I'm going to put the bold tag around it. You get the idea? So, and then I will return that wrapper. I'm going to do the same thing for italics, which takes in func, and then I'll have a wrapper function that returns an italics tag. Just repeating this but changing it to italics. and then returning the function, returning the wrapper. Yeah. So right now, if I call say hello, if I print it out, it's going to say hello world. Okay, let me put it all in a variable and just call the variable HTML. So I'm putting say hello, and that returns say hello into an HTML, which I print. So the say hello function, if I remove the bold or the italics wrapper, you're going to see it's going to actually run the italics decorator, and then it will decorate it with the value. Let's do that for italics decorator. You can see it has italics all around it. The italics HTML tag is there. And then because it accepts multiple, I can also do for the bold. And you can see bold is also added. I didn't close this. Bold is also added. With a Python function decorator, you can also have multiple decorators being applied to just one function. Let's take a look at another example where we repeat a text. So I'm just going to call it the repeat decorator. And in the repeat decorator, I'm going to just repeat 3 times a function. So when I call the repeat decorator on a hello function, I can just print out hello world. Now when we run the function, it's going to print out hello world in 3 places. What if I don't want to print hello world? I want to be able to put a parameter in the function that is decorated. That is to be able to say text here and put in text here. I want it to just be able to, and then put the hello world or whatever text I want to put here. I think you're used to this. This is just the usual. Let me comment this out. This is just the usual code. And now with the decorator, you see, it's not working. The reason is because the function call is taking a parameter. So we have to find a way to, pass in parameter to the function call. This is what calls the function call. So we're going to have args and quags in here. So for the function, it takes in the parameter. It's still not working because when we call the function, we're going to have to also put this parameter. And as you can see here, it's not working. So we can change this to whatever text we want it to be. Someone, whatever, is going to work. Yeah. But you see, we can't change the number of text that is being repeated. This is a repeater. And we already had coded this right in here. I want to be able to change this number. And to do that, we're going to have to create another, I'm going to call that repeat. This is a function that we'll call the decorator. This is the decorator, but this function we'll call that decorator. So I'm going to type this in, and then I'll return the decorator, the repeat decorator. And of course, here I'm not going to be calling repeat decorator. I'm going to be calling the repeat function, which is actually now the new decorator. This decorator calls another decorator, and in that decorator you can now put in whatever number you want to put in. And of course, it's not changing right now because I need to, the num here will now be replaced here as a variable. So we can now have the total number. If I put in 14, someone here is going to do the same thing. Say hello world. It's going to be taken in parameter now because we don't have a function that calls the decorator, and that function implement the decorator with whatever parameter we have in here. In summary, we can have a parameter for the function that is decorated. We can have the decorator having its own parameter, and of course we can also have just the normal decorator the way we started it. If you don't want to use the complex decorator pattern, you can use this function decorators, and still have the same results but in different manner.